regarding Genimod. So, hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick commentary video about, stuff. Random stuff I want to talk about. And don't mind the voice, I'm just a teeny bit, just the little amount sick. And so yeah, I just want to talk about some stuff. Obviously, primarily about Jenny, adjacent to that as well. So I'll just be playing some Minecraft while we do that, huh? So, to some people, they were surprised that, I came back to Jenners. To me, it's... How do I say this? I've been trying, and you can't say I haven't. Whenever I tell new people about my channel, that, I talk to, and I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm a YouTuber, here's my channel. They search my name up, and the first thing they say is, oh, you do Jenny. Oh, that's cool, you do Genimod. And, it sucks, because, you really put your whole soul into doing, different types of videos. You go to my videos right now, it's hard to see any Jenny videos. You have to scroll for, a little while to get there. And people kind of just disregard that. They just ignore all that. Oh, you're the Jenny guy. You have 200 plus videos, and nine of them are Jenny videos. Oh, you're the Jenny guy. It's it sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? So, all that being said, it's kind of just this battle in my head that no matter what I do, unless I completely get rid of those, I'm gonna be known as the Jenny guy, or a Jenny guy. One of the very few that are around, but still a Jenny guy. And I have been able to successfully move away from it one time. It was hard. It was really hard. If you guys want to know all the little details about, oh, what is he talking about? He moved away from Jenny. You can watch the video on the screen right now. This is going up on the second channel, so you're gonna have to go back to the main channel to watch that. But yeah, in there I go much more in depth on, why everything started on Genimod and, all the stories behind that. But this one I kind of just want to keep it about more recent stuff and how I feel about Jenny and YouTube in general. But as some of you might know, I came back to Jenny, and it's the biggest video I've ever done. Numbers don't lie. Shout out to Robro. It's I was thinking to myself, it's crazy. It's like a butterfly effect. In his video, he was talking about shout out to this guy, by the way, that beat Minecraft, but he beat it more as a masochist. I want to beat it while beating myself. And he shouts out that guy because without that guy making his video, he wouldn't be inspired to make his video, and so on and so forth. And, if Robo didn't make his video, then I wouldn't have made my video, So it's like, it all goes down back to the first guy. Because, if the first guy didn't make his video, Robo wouldn't have made his video, and I wouldn't have made my video. It's like, it's crazy that you can see the butterfly effect in action right there. One action leads to another, and you don't even know it. Which is crazy. But yeah, so, Icy, you were a year and a half sober from Genimod. What happened? You weren't uploading Genimod. For all the people that are OGs, they know me before the recent video. They know that this guy's not a Jenny guy. At least in my head, I like to think that. I think the average Joe that just opens YouTube for an hour a day just thinks, oh, here he is, the Jenny guy. But for the people that, genuinely just watch me for all the other stuff I do, it's been like a year and a half since the last Jenny video. So, you know, and they know that, and they're like, oh, why are you going back to it now? It took a while, you know, and time is really just catching up really fast. You know, it's already, tomorrow it's already October, and it's just, after that, it's just 2 months away, and it's already a new year. And I've been trying, you can't say I have, I've been trying my hardest to really just play it, you know, play it safe, you know, play it straight edge, you know, nothing crazy, no Jenny mod. But it's been a tough year, you know, it's been so tough. I've been trying everything, you know, I've kept some extreme ideas in the vault for so long, and I've been using them, you know. Horror plane crash, I knew that would be a banger. It did bang, it got more views than average, but not the amount that I would expect, you know, not the amount that I would like to have. And you know, it kind of just came from that, you know, that happened. I was disappointed by the numbers that it pulled. And then another video, 100 days versus horror mods that can hear you. That is a proven concept. You know, if you're a YouTuber, you understand that video idea, it's had videos that have done really good before, so it should do good as well, but it didn't. And you know, some people that also do YouTube, I know some people reach out, obviously, and you know, just because, you know, they just want to chat for a little bit. And it as of recent, it feels like they kind of think that I'm just, you know, a doofus, you know, like I don't really understand what's going on, I just got lucky. And, you know, I've been doing YouTube for forever. You know, when I was like 13, 14, I was already doing YouTube. You know, I got my first, you know, $100 check when I was like 15, and I've been in love ever since. And, you know, like whenever I record 100 days, I listen to podcasts, just constantly yap about, you know, like do this, do that to make better videos, you know, like this is how the algorithm works, this is how audience, you know, human psychology, you know, yada yada, just keeps going on and on. Like I've watched every single Mr. Beast podcast probably dozens of times at this point. And so no, I'm not a doofus when it comes to this stuff, you know. But it could just be me. I have like a really big like paranoia about that kind of stuff, where I think people just think the worst of me, you know, whenever stuff like that happens. Like they say, well, do you know that that's happening because of the analytics, or do you just think that's happening because you're, you know, do you just think that's happening, you know, like and you know, in my head, it's like, you know, they're not just saying like, oh, are you sure it's analytics? Are you sure? Like in my head, they're thinking, oh, this guy is stupid. You know, this guy doesn't know what he's doing on YouTube. That's what I think. You know, I'm always thinking like the most negative thoughts that a person could possibly think about me. You know, it's the opposite. You know, some people have like a need for human interaction. Me, I'm the opposite. You know, I get extreme anxiety about that stuff. So, you know, it's just different. And then, oh, it's already going nighttime. You can sleep it out. I don't think there's anything really too special here. But yeah, I really should have jammed this in while talking about it. So basically, you know, the past 9 months, I've been trying my ass off to really blow up again, because I've had my blow up before. Every single 100 days was getting 200,000, 100,000, 300,000 views, and you know, it's like it felt like I could never fail. Obviously, there was some duds. You know, it felt like the higher view ceiling was definitely on the horror ones. You know, if I uploaded, like, you could see Flesh Parasite, that one did lower than horror mods. But then, you know, even the horror mods started flopping. So, I mean, I've been trying. You know, I've been remixing old popular videos, One Block, Horror Block, or whatever it was, and I redid that. it did bad, you know. Did 200 days, it did worse. From the fog, I've done from the fog, normal. I've done updated from the fog. So why not do evolved from the fog? You know, like every single one did really well. Why not do another? That one also flopped. You know, Skinwalkers. I've done Skinwalkers. They did well. That one also flopped. And, you know, it was getting to a point to where everybody that I used to, you know, see, you know, like I was one of the you know, I was one of the bigger ones, before, one of the bigger channels. And all these people that, you know, just do like random topics, you know, they're there, and I know they're there, but, you know, it's just kind of a different league. But then, as of recent, you know, they just been still pumping out, because 100 days takes forever to make, like recording it, and then I edit it myself as well. It takes forever, and keeping up the weekly pace on that, like nobody can do it. That's why, like, basically nobody does it except for Wussified. But for the people that watch my other commentaries about Wussified, he's definitely a fake. Okay, everybody that does like day 3 to 10, those are fakes. Okay, there's only a few that are real that do that. You know, like Welkumin. I think he's a real guy. Some people are just really lazy to put the day counter on the screen, which is, you know, I guess that's okay. Keep going up and down here. But yeah, you know, I was in the mindset of I just gotta keep going, you know. Eventually it's gonna pop off. But there was definitely an algorithm shift, okay? Nobody wants to admit it, but I'm gonna say it because, you know, I love being a tinfoil hat guy, apparently. On the dot, 2025, you could see, I'm gonna show it, hopefully I remember to show it. My charts just went plump right on 2025. All the views just went down, and it just kept going like that. And, you know, and you can see it on other channels as well. Forge Labs, he used to get 10 million views 100 days. He's just getting 1 million now, you know, 2 million. He's at a 900% drop on his views. So I was like, okay, it's not just me, you know, like the biggest 100 days content creator is taking a hit as well. So, you know, we're just gonna ride it out. We're just gonna keep going through the storm. And in the back of my head, I was hoping that, okay, he's you know, he's getting low views right now. Hopefully, when he finally hits, it's gonna like revive the whole, you know, 100 days scene. But that didn't really happen, because he still hasn't had a hit, you know, and it's already almost the end of the year. You know, what am I going to do? I'm just going to keep waiting. I'm just going to keep wasting like 30 hours a week on videos that get 5,000 views. But you know, I love 100 days. You know, I don't do 100 days if I don't love them. I just love it. So, because, you know, I just like playing long things, you know. I just turn my head off and I could just play a game for 100 days and make it into a video. That's awesome, you know. And that's why I was doing it for so long, and I was really hoping it would change. Okay, Herobrine is not here, right? Yeah, but it didn't. It really didn't. And you know, Jenny Mod was kind of just the breaking point, because Robro came along. He uploaded his first video. He has like 12 videos, and he's gotten 100,000 subscribers, bro. Like, he's been doing YouTube for 2 months, and he was able to outrun me. And that to me was like the biggest wake-up call, you know. And I really started just weighing my options there and then, that if I go back to Jenny Mod, you know, people are, you know, it's hard to see when you're not the guy making it, but people, I know that people are going to be mad, and they're going to be, you know, they're going to just not really understand. They just want their, like, view. They just want to see it in their eyes, you know, like, oh, Jenny Mod bad, you're bad. move on. But I started thinking about that. Like, do I care about, you know, the 10, the 5, the 3 people that are going to be like, I can't believe it, Icy. I can't believe that you would stoop this low. Or do I want to, like, care about, you know, my friends, my family that are obviously always supporting me no matter what I do, that are benefited by what I do. And, you know, like the large majority of people that, you know, they just don't really care. You know, they open YouTube and they see it, funny video, move on with my life. You know, I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna forget about this guy by tomorrow. You know, like, do I really let, like, the 3 people just control my life? You know, they don't benefit me in any way. They don't pay for my bills. Hey, Icy, I love that you're, you know, keeping to your morals and you're still doing 100 days even if you're pulling no views at all. Here's $100. You know, like, they don't go out of their way to help me. You know what I mean? So why would I care? You know, it really just went to that kind of thought process that at the end of the day, I really shouldn't care. I shouldn't hold myself up to a pedestal just for, you know, the approval of people that don't really matter in, like, the long run. You know what I mean? Because, okay, they like me, and then what? You know, like, what do I get out of that? You know, and they don't really, you know, it's kind of a one-sided relationship because, you know, they get something from me, you know, if you really think about it. You know, they get my cooperation and not uploading Jenny, you know, like, yay, another day where IC doesn't upload Jenny mod. And what do I get from them? You know, nothing. They don't comment, they don't watch, they don't do, like, anything for me. They don't show their support. Hey, man, proud of you for staying a year and a half sober. Let's go, we're gonna beat the Jenny allegations. Nothing like that, you know? They don't really benefit or do anything and, you know, at least share support that you're still going strong. Oh, Gold Squid died. Anyway, there's diamonds here, so let's just get smelted. Let's get smelted. So yeah, after thinking about that and how close it is to a whole new year, like, do I want to end this year? Like, do I want to be stuck at 80,000 subscribers? Do I want to, you know, upload 100 days to, you know, 5,000 people? I'm not saying that I don't appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Before, I used to get like 200, 300 views on my videos, and now I have like people that will watch, like, no matter what, and I really appreciate you guys for that. But, you know, it really is just about the majority, and the majority always wins, you know? It is, you know, that is democracy. So I kind of just said, yeah, screw it, dude, screw it. It is what it is, you know, we're gonna experiment. I don't want to overdo it, you know. It's not like, it's weird because people are like, I don't know, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but people are thinking like, oh, this is it. He's gonna upload like 1 million, like, he's thrown away all of his morals. And that's just what's annoying to me, you know. Like, after you just don't do anything. You don't support or anything like that. You don't say like, oh my gosh, yay, another 30-hour out of your week, I see, to make this video to that nobody's gonna watch. And the second I drop a Jenny video, that's when, you know, the fires start, you know, they start alarming and stuff like that. It's Armageddon, you know, it's the end of the world. And it sucks. It sucks. I don't think I could ever escape from it. That's just, you know, something I have to live with now. Because I really did try. I really did try. For the longest period, there was no Jenny mod. But I'm always going to be just known as the Jenny guy. And that's, I guess that's okay, you know. Even though, like, I thought I honestly thought, you know, one of my most viewed videos is The Silence, and that one has like 1.5 million views. I don't know why Jenny is still on top. The Silence still has more views. I can see the views. I thought once that video was my most viewed video, then I'm finally gonna beat the Jenny allegations. Like, okay, now we get it. You're the Silence guy now, you know? But no, it didn't really do anything at all. I'm just still the Jenny guy. You know, people still just go to my channel. Oh, you're the Jenny guy. So, you know, I guess I've come to accept it. I am the Jenny guy. And, you know, what can I do? There is nothing I can do. That's just how it is. So obviously, yeah, I just said screw it. I uploaded it. It's doing crazy. I was hopeful. I was just on the ground kneeling. Please, just let this be it. Please let this be it. You know, and because it would be crazy to like do all this and, you know, like avoid it for so long just to come back to it and get like 3 views. You know what I mean? Like that would be the most anticlimactic thing of like, oh well, even the Jenny people are gone now. Okay, here we go. Which, you know, it did well. And it's doing so well that I think I don't even have to upload another video and I'm going to get to 100K, which thank you guys so much. It's been a dream of mine for so long, so long to get 100K and to get it at the ripe old age of 21. Let's freaking go, dude. I thought it would be, yeah, I can't complain. You know, we got it. I got it. Everybody's got it. Jenny, let's go, Jenny. You know, but yeah, it's so good. I appreciate it so much, and the one thing that sucks, yeah, that's basically it. The one thing that sucks is just the people that feel betrayed. But I don't know. It's because like I don't know why, but I always seek validation. You know, like being around people scares me. I get like extreme anxiety from that. I sweat a lot. But I still want to know that they think, you know, not even highly, like they think, oh yeah, this guy's just, you know, he's just an average Joe. And it sucks to know that some people don't think that anymore. Some people think that, oh, okay, here we go. He sold his soul to the devil. You know, and yeah, it's just, you know, it sucks, but you know, we'll get through it. Definitely a lot more videos to come. Not all of them are Jenny, by the way. This is another allegation. A lot of people think, oh, we're running out of ideas. I have enough video ideas. Okay. I have the thumbnails. I pre-made the thumbnails. Okay. I've pre-commissioned them. Excuse me. I commission my thumbnails. I don't make them myself. I pay somebody else to make them. I have enough thumbnails to go all the way until the end of 2026. Okay, we're going weekly, by the way. Weekly, 100 days, 30 hours per week. Enough to go all the way until the end of 2026. I'm not running out of ideas. You know, I was fighting the urge to go back to Jenny all this time. And, you know, the past week and a half, it really just sank to me that, you know, the year's already over and I've reached nowhere with this 100 days. And I've really tried my best. I really did. Oh God. You know, and I don't know. To the YouTubers watching this, you know, some YouTubers think that, oh, it's just competition. It's just this. It's just that. It really isn't. You know, like, I get that there's more YouTubers doing 100 days. There's a few. There's not like, oh wow, there's so much more than 2024. Like there's just a few. You know, Woosified is there. Everybody else is kind of just, they're old. You know, and you can't really blame it on the title and thumbnail as well if you're a YouTuber, because like there's some people, I'm just gonna name drop them. I'm gonna name drop this one guy because I think he's just kind of living in his own bubble. The Captain's TV. If you watch him, you know him. If you don't watch him, then he's just a chill guy, you know. I like his content, but you can see his titles, you can see his thumbnails. It's not like groundbreaking, earth-shattering cure for cancer, you know, but he still gets 100,000 views a pop. You know what I mean? But compare his to mine, and I get less views than him. Like, and you have to keep in mind, with a thumbnail that bad, he's getting like a lot of what you even call it? He's getting a lot of impressions. So for all the casuals, I guess, impressions is when you see a video on your, you know, homepage, on your For You page, and you just see it. And the click-through rate is when people actually see it and they actually watch it and they click it, you know. So for a video that terrible, I mean, I don't want to be too mean, but like objectively, it's terrible looking, you know. But it's still getting so many views. So for YouTube to be able to do that, to compensate for his terrible thumbnails and titles, YouTube is giving him a lot of impressions. You know, a lot of people are seeing him on their homepage, and a lot of people are not clicking on it. So YouTube has to compensate by showing more people. But for my videos, you know, I'm not saying they're Mona Lisa 2. I'm saying they're Mona Lisa 1.5. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was big. Seeing that, because it's not competition, it's not this and that. It really is just purely an algorithm shift, at least in my point of view. Like, you could, I guess, like, if anybody could show me any proof that it's not, because basically before 2024, when I was blowing up with the 100 days, you know, you can see the screenshots on the screen. Hopefully I'm showing everything. Majority of their views came from suggested. So basically it's on the side, you know, or if you're watching on mobile, it's on the bottom of the video that you're watching. Those are suggested. My biggest theory was that back in the day, I was getting autoplay views. All autoplay views. So basically when you're done watching a video, my video is immediately played afterwards, even if you don't watch Minecraft, even if you don't, you know, do anything special. That was my theory. And I'm pretty sure it's true. And I just got kicked out of it. I went from having 80%, 90% suggested views to having literally zilch, literally just 10%. And yeah, and I can never get above 10. Obviously, you know, I get 13, 14, but I still consider it as 10 because it still starts with 1. You know, I get nothing meaningful like 20 or 30. So I do think that something happened there, and you know, something changed. So all that happened, and I do think that majority just an algorithm thing. And I've been trying my hardest to stay on the 100 days, but it just hasn't changed in so long. I've tried, you know, shorter videos, I've tried longer videos, different titles, different thumbnails, different ideas. You know, how about we do medieval times, but I add horror mods? What if we do Cisco's medieval adventure? You know, like, you can't say that the ideas are getting stale, because these are, like, nobody's done it. You know, and even if people did do it, like, for example, From the Fog, people have done that. Calvin is, like, the one that made that popular. He had, like, 1 million views per episode. I did that, too. And I still got, you know, 700K from, like, my mic was trash, my editing could have used more work, you know, my pacing, everything, yada, yada. Like, everything about that video could have been better. But it still got so much more views. And now it's kind of just all in the dumps. You know, and, yeah, I guess I just want some change, you know, like this is small, but it's gonna get me, you know, it's gonna get me at least cheered up and motivated to keep going. It's not gonna be only 100 days, because I've moved away from GennyMod once, and you really think I can't do it again? Like, that's the thing about this, is that I use GennyMod as a boost for the channel. You could literally see, like, my first ever video, I think it's like not GennyMod, and then it became GennyMod just to boost it. Next video not GennyMod, next video GennyMod, next video not GennyMod, until it finally hit and I was able to move away from GennyMod. And I guess now I've, you know, the saying I haven't looked back since doesn't really work here, because I have looked back and I'm doing it again. But you know, this is like a propeller again, you know, another boost once things are finally, you know, like they die down and, you know, even the Jenny videos aren't doing that well, I could finally go back again to 100 Days again. And, you know, so it's not the end of the world for all the casuals. Gosh, more diamonds. I really hope. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. You know, I was a year and a half sober. I came back. People are outraged. And it saddens me, but I guess I really should just get used to it, you know? Like, I really should just thicken my skin and not really care about their opinions anymore. Because they don't really matter. You know, like, that's just how I should think about it. It's like the difference between, like, a stranger that hates you or, you know, your family that gets provided for. The answer is just so obvious here, but I just care so much about it, you know. It's a weird, like, mental thing that I have going on, but, you know. Is that everything I wanted to cover on this commentary video? I think that's about it. First impressions of you, by the way. I talked about, yeah, I talked about why I came back. Yeah, I talked about the controversy. I talked about my mindset. Yep. Let's see. I do need coal, actually. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, I mean, the second channel, I've always wanted the second channel to be more commentary based. So if you're excited for more of these, you know, hit subscribe. You already know what to do. Let's get to 100K before 2025. But yeah, there's so many video ideas still coming up. So many. As I've said, dude, 2026, I have video ideas until then. It's not, you know, I didn't come back to Jenny because I have no ideas left. I came back to Jenny because my ideas aren't, you know, it's, man, capitalism. But yeah, if you have any more questions, you know, put them down. I'm just get back to the village, put my bed down, you know, go to sleep, and I think that's about it. It's been amazing. Here's a little sneak peek of a potential future video. I still haven't, you know, made up my mind about it, you know. You eat this? No? You know, it is what it is, you know, it's just, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. But I hope people kind of, you know, get through it. Hold on, I want to test this. Apparently you guys eat this, right? No? Which one eats this? Oh, these freaking cows, dude. You eat this? What the hell is happening? I don't really understand you guys at all. You're just like a retextured cow. That's that I can tame. How do I tame you though? Alright, whatever. I think that's the end. But yeah, you know, drop your questions. I might make another commentary video. I've always wanted this channel to just be commentary stuff. Rant about, you know, topics, you know. Charlie Kirk incident. Do I want to get political on this channel? I don't know. Not really, but if you guys ask for it, you know, what's your thoughts on Charlie Kirk? I mean, how can I say no? But yeah, thanks for watching.